here, episode 77. We have Kylie Lewis in studio. She is a former Parisi athlete, coach, and now she is a GA with Friends University Soccer. We're excited to ask you a ton of questions today and see how you have been. It's been a while and all of that stuff. But first, we'll start off. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Doing great. Big Sean?
Oh,
Banks is trying to figure out what's going on.
Get out of here, baby.
Yeah, go on.
You
go
wanted
on.
to see if we started yet. I'm good.
You asked if Grandma could be here, and she is here, and you want to hang out with us.
No, he doesn't
Interesting.
want to hang out with us.
No, he's probably just asking for the code again.
Yeah,
Do a
I
show.
put those. I've put codes on every single thing because that dude. I'm so tired of canceling those subscriptions. I get new subscriptions every week of this dude just click, and just going through stuff. I'm like, dude, stop it.
We're just gonna put the remotes in a lockbox
Yeah, that dude is a menace.
for sure.
Menace. But yeah,
So
things are good.
So Kylie, how we do this is we just ask you to tell us about you, even though we know you. Like, we're gonna ask other questions, but talk about you, your sports journey. You know, maybe where you're from. This is not a dating profile. So
She's
but
also off the market.
she
people.
is off the
She's
market. Yeah,
Gonna be getting married here.
yeah.
Well,
So
we got 3 months. What is it? February, March, April, May.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 3 months.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
boy. Yeah.
Becoming a woman.
Excited. But tell us about you and, where did it all start? You played soccer, so lead us.
Okay. Well, I'm originally from Texas, and I came here. I came here for soccer at Friends University. I've been playing soccer for all life, and basketball, but I chose soccer. And came here freshman year. I honestly never did any other like workouts or anything outside of practices and a little bit of like extra training sessions, but that was it. And then one of my friends on the team was a Parisi athlete, and she was like, hey, come to this workout with me. So I did. And then I didn't come back for a while because it was hard. And then probably like January of 22, I think, Sheldon and I got in touch and started creating a plan. And then we've been here ever since. Been captive here ever
don't
since.
say we trapped you here.
They've trapped me here for 5 years, and I can't seem to leave.
Oh my
Just
god!
kidding.
You fell in love with this place.
Goodness
I suppose.
gracious.
No, I really loved it. I 100% saw like a huge jump of how I performed on the field. I was starting as a freshman, which is something that I did not think was going to happen. Started all 4 years. And
Tell the accolades. You can brag on yourself a little bit.
I was on one of the teams in conference every year for all KCAC conference, academic All-American, I think defender of the year for a couple years.
I'll just
No big deal.
Played for FC Wichita, the semi-pro. Yeah, and then I started coaching here a little bit. Actually trained Big Sean
Yeah.
a long time ago.
At first, she was the coach that I was shadowing when I first started.
It's crazy that she still calls you Big Sean.
Big Sean.
it
Carrying
fits.
the boats.
Yeah.
Carrying the boats.
But yeah,
funny.
I started coaching here. And then pretty much stayed here working out until my senior year, a little bit after as well, because I was going to go play at a higher level, but decided against it. Decided to get married instead.
Ready for that family life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much.
That one's still
spiel.
slightly salty about
He's
that.
been salty
Yeah.
for a few years now.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. Well, let's dive in just to a little bit of, we always kind of ask the questions on the journey, right? So like figuring out, how you got here before you came to Wichita. Tell us a little bit about like growing up in Texas. Obviously, that's a long ways away from here, and a different culture, different things, different sports. What would you kind of do some compare and contrast of, what you've seen here? Because you've been around some of the youth soccer stuff here now too. Giving back obviously with Parisi, doing some coaching here. When you were growing up, like what are some of the differences that you saw, in Texas compared to Wichita and the different markets and kind of how that all kind of plays into we could just talk kind of soccer specific rolling up into college.
I think in Texas the soccer is I think a lot bigger than in Wichita. Just because people, at least on my team, they would travel all from DFW to practices, like 2.5 hours just for a practice, because they knew that they were on a high level team. And I think in like training wise, I have trained with people that are now on the national women's soccer team. And it's just like, it's a small community there, but there's just so many people that are looking to play at that next level and are really good. The high schools are crazy. Like our stadiums are crazy there for soccer and obviously football too, but specifically soccer too. I mean, it's a big stadium. So, but I think coming to Wichita, like I feel like it's a smaller community here, but also like there's just a lot of local Wichita people who love the surrounding schools that are around them, like D1, D2, D3, NAIA, and all of that. But I don't know. I think it's a smaller community, but there's just so many girls that know each other. On the Friends women's soccer team, there's like literally everyone pretty much knows each other if they're from Wichita.
Really?
But yeah, the kids at Parisi as well, like they're just all about their sport. The kids that I used to coach, and I would ask what sport they played, and they were like, oh, I'm a Wichita United kid, and that's all I'm ever going to be, and stuff like that. And so there's just a lot of pride for teams here. Still trying to get to know all the teams, the club teams and everything here, but for sure a lot of pride, which is kind of similar to
we talked to
Texas.
We talked to a guy, baseball guy, and he was DFW area and just kind of giving us the lay of the land of just like how many teams are on that side of the spectrum, and it's kind of wild. Like it's just crazy it's just such a big place in a small area, or a lot of people in a smaller area, but it's just huge. It's kind of a lot of double negatives there, I guess, but whatever.
Well, yeah,
it's just it just seems
Equal
like it's
positives.
maybe it just seems like there's just so much sports. Like there's just teams galore down there. The competitive level of it is incredibly high. You got dudes like, because they put a team together to come up and play in the Summer Ball Showdown, and it just kind of seems like I don't want to say it's easy, because I don't think recruiting and things like that is easy, but it seems like he's kind of got like a pick, like, oh, I want this guy from this or this guy from this, because they're all, he was telling us the JUCOs that are just in that area. There's like 12 of them in the matter of just
DFW, within an hour.
You could draw a circle around it on a map.
For
Like
sure.
it's just tiny, and it's like, holy moly, like that's a lot. We have relative schools here, but like the distances between them are quite a bit, when you put it all together, it's crazy how many people are in that area.
Yeah. Well, and like the club teams, I can't even count how many club teams that we have. And I think here it's
Who'd you play for down there? Club
Solar. Well, I started on FC Dallas and then Solar. And Solar.
Walk us through, like, what's that mean?
FC Dallas. Well, I started on like an independent
We
club.
have an FC Wichita here. Is
Okay,
that the same?
Kind of. It's a
Okay.
lot bigger. A
Okay.
lot bigger.
Yeah.
The FC Dallas they have a men's professional team. And so we're like the younger, I guess, division, but huge. It goes all the way through DFW. That's one of the mainly known teams there. And then Solar, a a lot of the girls that come from Solar are D1 commits, national women's team players now, but Solar is also a really big club. I'd say those two are the main, and then trying to think what else.
Would Solar be like a national brand, or is it more like DFW?
Yeah, that's a DFW one. Well, not even DFW. I'd say Texas.
Just Texas?
Yeah, because I
so
think
a
there's
state
some.
brand type thing, like
Yeah.
throughout the
Yeah,
instead of your FC.
I cannot imagine that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know
it's
what I mean. Like
crazy.
you think about how you have
Oh my goodness.
you
dude.
have
practice schedules,
Yeah.
where you're gonna practice. I mean, down there's a lot of options because you can get outside probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
too,
you have
but-
your FC
yeah.
Wichita, and then you have your
11 months.
FC Kansas, and you
Yeah.
think
Well,
about
and
the
our
broad
track
range of
here
that.
just goes straight up to Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like we just have up to Sporting, right? Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like the main
Yeah.
track, I guess, to it. But
Yeah.
I mean, down
then
there
you
it's
have your
probably
like Houston, Austin.
yeah, down there you probably got
Yeah,
Iowa
Solar is
or
for
things.
sure just all of Texas. Like anytime we would play someone, it would be Solar Robinson, which is our team, and then it was like Solar 03 Houston whatever coach. And I mean, you can literally play Solar anywhere, I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha.
But yeah, those are the main two I would think, and then probably
I mean, it's been a minute. You're getting
Yeah.
you're getting older.
I'm getting
know.
old. I'm pretty out of the market now.
Wow.
No, I want to say the Texans are still a thing.
The football team?
The football team?
No,
No,
not the
the
Houston
Houston
Texans.
Pretty sure they're still a thing.
They are.
I think
a thing.
so.
They are.
CJ Stroud's our quarterback.
Yeah, they're a thing.
Yeah.
All right, so going through that, so obviously it's competitive down there, which is it's just wild to wrap your
It's
head
Texas.
around. Yeah,
Everything's better in Texas
okay.
and bigger.
Not better.
Bigger and better.
Well, they've now changed that phrase.
Not Houston.
Ugh, I don't like Houston either.
Oh my goodness. So like, tell us your kind of recruiting track there. Like, how did you end up coming to Friends? Like, did Friends just find you? You know, we obviously hope that there's athletes that listen to this, so we try to give some advice in that aspect. But how did Friends find you? How was your recruiting? Like, what did you do to kind of set yourself apart? Like, what were the things as you were coming up? You know, through high school and playing down there. Like, what did that journey kind of look like for you?
So I mentioned that I played basketball too. I've played basketball and soccer like all throughout high school. And the original plan was to go to college for basketball. And so soccer was kind of like on the back burner. I loved it, and that's why I still played, but I didn't think I was going to be good enough to go to college for it. I also had a coach that told me that I was not going to be good enough to go to.
Hey,
We
full
won't
of
name names.
transparency.
We won't name names, but yeah,
Just text me his number.
yeah. Just look up my high school. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
okay.
But yeah, so
Did you just say we're going to Texas?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyways, so the soccer track was kind of on the back burner, and then when I somehow made the decision that I was going to play soccer, I always say because it was because my dad didn't know anything about soccer and he knew everything about basketball, and so obviously like he was very hard on me, but soccer was kind of a more independent sport because I didn't have all my parents like down my throat. Love them. But anyways, so I ended up choosing soccer, and it was kind of late at that point. And I was at a tournament in Oklahoma, I think, Tulsa. And I saw my dad talking. I was trying to get noticed by like anybody I could. I didn't care if they were a bad school, a good school. Like I just wanted to go to college for soccer. And then I saw my dad talking to a coach, and then after my dad came up to me and he was like, "Hey, this is Brent Hobson." And I was like, "Hey." And he gives me his card and he was like, "I'm the head coach at Friends University." I thought it was a joke. Like I've 100% thought it was a joke. I'm like, "Friends University, you said that right?" He was like, "Yeah, we're up in Wichita, Kansas." And I'm like, "Oh my God, like I'm not going to Kansas for college." And so then, but that was like my first actual conversation with a coach. I'd had Austin College in Texas, and then a school in Arkansas also reach out, but I went on tours to those two, but it just was not it for me. I needed a little bit. The Austin College was way too close to home. It was 30 minutes away from home. Didn't want that. The Arkansas one was in the middle of nowhere in the Ozarks. So beautiful, but just not my cup of tea. So then he gave me the card and I looked it up, and I remember the first thing that I thought was that the big Davis building looked like Hogwarts. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go and visit this.
Big Harry Potter fan.
No, not even.
Oh.
I just thought it looked like it. But anyway, so then I went on a tour, and nobody was on campus at all. And so it was just me and Brent Hobson, and we were walking around with my dad. And at that point, like, my fitness journey was not where it needed to be. I did not look like a soccer athlete. I looked like a basketball athlete. And so then I was super excited about it. I ended up committing. That was the only, and Southwestern too was an option, but we don't talk about that. Anyways.
Different form of Hogwarts.
Different, yeah. So then I ended up committing, super excited. And then I came back. So after I committed, I think it was a huge advantage that I continued my club tournaments and everything, literally like the week until I went and reported for preseason. And so I ended up like getting, I don't want to say like losing a lot of weight, but just like I was a lot more fit than I previously was. And like, I remember Hobson was like, I didn't even recognize who you were. Like, it took a turn. And I think that's when like I started to fall in love with training and training outside of just practices and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty much how I ended up in Wichita, Kansas.
It's great.
I loved the city when I visited. My dad and my mom and I, we stayed in downtown on our first night here and went to Homegrown, to
There you go.
just a bunch of different,
Some coffee shop, probably.
of course,
Yeah,
probably Fairmount actually.
I always think it's funny when you hear, because we've just been here, we have been here pretty much our whole life. So like, we hear Friends University, it's just like what's here. But like across the country, when people hear Friends University, they're like, that's there's a video of a guy. He's like, this is a fake college.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't real. Like this, he's like, look, they even put this. Like, there's a TikTok about it.
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
saw
look,
that.
they even put stats up on this website. Like, this is fake. Like, and he goes
Really
into
committed
it.
to the bit. Right?
It's hilarious.
That
It's
is
pretty funny.
100% what I thought. I
Yeah.
was like, no way.
Did you do your deep research of what it used to be like called?
FUCK.
Yeah, because on my my signing, my mom and I were trying to figure out what we were gonna put, because like we weren't gonna put FU, we weren't gonna put FUCK, and so we were like,
Friends University of Central Kansas.
I know, but we just spelled it out, the whole thing.
You
'Cause-
should have done that.
Yeah.
FU.
Yeah.
But I also thought that Wichita was like a country, like
Oh,
nothing
yeah, we get that
here.
one a lot still.
And then my dad was like, no, that's the biggest city in Kansas.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what about Kansas City? He's like, well, it's majority Missouri. So.
Yeah. We get
Yeah.
that one from baseball players that are coming in from other
Yeah.
places. They're like, you guys still ride horses and stuff?
Yeah,
there?"
it's a little more.
We're
We're not
"What?"
so much hee haw,
I
you know.
know.
It's like we have
500,000
cars.
people here. Like,
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
we actually have a city, brother.
Yeah.
Like what?
Just wait till you hear where I'm actually.
Yeah.
The only big difference though is the weather here.
The weather.
I've never hated wind more.
It's always windy.
Oh yeah,
I hate it.
Always.
go to Dodge. It's the windiest place on earth.
Nothing.
It does kill me
I
when, on the
disagree
weather
with-
when they're like, "Hey, it's breezy out," and you go out and you're like, like what?
I knew I
If I
shouldn't have
had
trusted
had hair, it'd be blowing.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine. Keep that hat on.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So you decide 4-year school, obviously coming out of high school. So that's a little bit of a jump. And I just had this conversation with a girl that I've been training. So she's like a mini you, I guess, in the timetable there. But, so she's kind of contemplating. She got her first offer yesterday from a 4-year school, Division II. And so her and I were kind of talking about like, what that jump's going to look like and understanding. Well, I guess she has 2 offers. She's got a JUCO offer too. But so we started talking about JUCO compared to 4-year and like that type of a thing. So maybe, give us a little bit of insight there of like, all right, you show up to campus, you're walking on to practice, like what's that feel like? Like what's the mentality? Because obviously there's nerves, everyone, that's normal. But what did it feel like? Speed of the game, like what was some of the things that you can remember that kind of stuck out to you? So maybe if there's some young ladies out there listening that are gonna make this jump at some point, like what should they kind of be prepared for? What should they look for?
I will say I think fitness wise, freshmen I think have an upper hand just because they are working so hard to be fit for a team. And at least my class, when we came in a long time ago, when we came in, it was just like everyone was already fit because we knew that we wanted to earn a spot and we wanted to make a difference and, just hop right in, be a starter. And so I think freshmen have an upper hand on that. For sure. I think though, with the speed of play, that was totally different for me. I remember going to an ID camp and playing with some college girls, and I was like, I don't want to play college soccer. It's way too fast. It's not fun anymore. But when I got to Friends, the speed of play was just like a different level than club, I think. I think my club was really good, and we were high performing, but it was just a different. The girls are 22 years old and I was 18 at the time. And so it was a weird strength difference.
Physicality for
sure.
Getting trucked.
Yeah, no, like they're a lot bigger. I'm like, okay, I'm an 18-year-old and you guys are throwing me off you. Like, this is pre-Parisi, by the way. And, and I was like, you guys are throwing me off you like I'm nothing. But I think that was the biggest difference. But I think it was an easy adjustment once the nerves kind of wore off. The first week of practices, fitness tests, stuff like that. I mean, that was the most nerve-wracking part. And then one thing that Friends does is we go to a Colorado trip for preseason. And so I left 2 days after I got to college. And I think that helped a lot, just being able to practice with the girls, actually get to know them and know who I was going to be playing with.
Little icebreaker.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
we kind of, that's what we kind of serve like our golf tournament in the summer times. Like that's kind of the idea behind that is like get the guys
That's how
together.
you figure out who speaks English.
Yeah. Be nice to each other for a couple days,
And
like
all hate
just
each other.
socialize. And guys and girls are way different. You guys definitely take more time to become comfortable around each other and like start building the relationship and stuff. Guys are like, "What's up, brother?
What's up, dude? You got the same shoestrings. Let's go."
Yeah,
Here's
you like
a beer.
Coors Light or Bud Light?
Yeah,
all
not at all.
all right,
you
we're
want to shotgun this
boys.
thing? Yeah. Oh, you
Just-
play for the Moose? All right, we'll just be mean when we see you.
Take it easy on them. All right. Well, I have one other question based off of the stuff that you said, and then I'll let these guys ask some too. So you come to Parisi for a first workout. Let's walk through that. Why did you take so long to come back?
She said it was hard.
Yeah. Well, I want
it
to know
was
what.
hard.
Yeah. Details.
Well,
Details matter.
okay, being honest, it was the pull-ups. And you know that I still hate pull-ups. So, because Haley was the one that, I went with, and she was like, yeah, we have 10 sets of 10 pull-ups. And I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And then she was trying to explain to me that there's running and there's other things other than in the weight room. And I was like, I don't think so. And I also didn't have your number. So let's put that out there.
Okay.
That's
That
why.
was why it took
'Cause
so
I didn't
long.
have- ask her.
having her as a middle person was
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was,
But
that's
then
what
I
we called excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably at that point.
That was at the old facility.
Yeah, because I
22. Yeah.
I went to the old one, and I think she was there at like a really random time.
Yeah.
I think I met you because you gave me pre-workout or something like that.
That's
Probably.
possible too.
Yeah. And then I went in to work out with her, and then I just didn't come back for a while.
Yeah. Rude.
And then we move here, and
And then I came
then you're like, oh yeah,
Choose every day.
I got more room
every
Bigger
day.
space.
Yeah.
every day.
Even at 5 a.m. before I left to go back home for Texas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you coached a little bit.
I did.
People
did.
still ask about you, so
Oh, the two girls.
I don't know which
Are they
two
still
girls.
there? The
Nobody asked about it. He was
because
just
I
being
trained
nice.
you, Sean.
That's funny.
Honestly, I don't know if there's very
Many people that are still here.
Maybe Lincoln. Do you remember Lincoln?
Yes.
Yeah. He doesn't remember you, but he doesn't
Stinky
remember.
Link-
He doesn't
Stinky
remember a
Link
lot of
doesn't
stuff.
remember
Yeah.
last
That's
week.
okay.
Yeah.
He just comes in here and talks crap.
Yeah.
Well,
There's probably a few other kids, but
Maybe they left because you left.
probably. I was
Mm.
told that I was a favorite coach.
Mm.
I definitely wasn't a good coach back then, anyways.
I probably wasn't either.
So sometimes you don't have to be. But,
Sometimes you just gotta let them have fun.
yeah.
Everybody's
What
a
was
winner
your
at
final
Parisi.
question?
I'm letting you guys ask your questions. Go for it.
Are you?
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I was just waiting.
Birthday buddy.
Yeah. So we're birthday buddies. 420.
Who else?
120.
Who else are you birthday buddies with?
Hitler.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And the Columbine shooting. And National
my
Weed
aunt,
Day.
My aunt Sue. You know, all just lots of fun stuff
Most
there.
importantly,
So
Aunt Sue.
the one thing that I want to ask about is as you continue to grow into, you said you were a 4-year starter. How did that help you bring in the new like recruits? Like were you a part of that, or did you treat them the same way you were treated when you were a freshman? I mean, how did that help you grow as an athlete and as a person?
Well, my sophomore year, I got named captain, and I think that had a lot to do with like that title and the responsibilities that came with it kind of led into how I treated the freshmen, and like obviously transfers and stuff. But I remember talking to some of the girls because they were from Texas as well, and we got together, and it was
The
just
Texas clique. I gotcha.
Yeah, of course.
Girls from Texas are
Of
cliquey.
course. But it was just like I remember asking them what they were most nervous about, and literally everything that they were nervous about, I was nervous about my freshman year. And I think majority of our class kind of hung on to the recruits and the freshmen and everything just because like we were just there, and we were helping like accommodate them to what it means to actually be a college athlete, because it's totally different, and not even just a college athlete, but being in college in like overall, just because it is a change. You don't have your parents with you. You don't have, like people telling you what to do, and teachers who like a set schedule, And so
Sure.
I think the going back to the captain role, I was really scared to be captain, but I think that when my coach trusted me with that, it was just like, okay, how can I make the environment the most comfortable for these girls to not go through some of not even me. I think some of the other girls in my class had a hard time coming to college, and just being away from family, but how can I make the environment comfortable and welcoming and high performing as well, to where they come in and they're nervous, but then like they're excited more than they're nervous. If
Sure.
that makes sense.
Sure. So we talk about this often, when we bring athletes on, about how there's competition within the team, like
Yeah.
somebody could come take your spot. Obviously Parisi kept you in front,
Duh.
but how was that? Would that impact you as a captain? Like, how did you keep girls from taking over your spot, or were you, were you just that good?
Sheldon made me a unit. I'm just kidding.
Parisi did.
Duh. No, I don't know. I always had like every summer and off season, I always had the mindset that like I mentioned before, freshmen are coming in the best that they can in order to take my spot. And I think that mindset just actually like put it into perspective for me, because I was a freshman who wanted to take a senior spot. And I was a freshman who wanted to start and come in at the top of my game so I can be noticed. And that's exactly what freshmen even now are doing. So I think during summers, especially, I was training as much as I could, working on things that I knew I was not great at, and improving those, but also getting stronger and faster and just more overall efficient in soccer. Because I think that's where my problem was when I came in my freshman year. Even though like I got to start, I know I could have been faster and stronger, and I probably wasn't at that point. I just relied on my height and in my position and being aggressive. But yeah, the summers were huge on just getting better overall and trying to put my best foot forward, because I knew that even transfers too, they're really good. So yeah.
Did you stay in the dorms your first year, because your old roommate is who brought you here, right? Hey, you and Haley lived together at some point, right?
Yeah, sophomore.
So did you live in the
junior.
dorms your freshman year?
I lived in the dorms all the way until junior year, I'm pretty sure. I think.
Okay. What's that experience like?
I loved the dorms. The dorms at Friends are so fun. Freshman year, you have 5 other people in your dorm, but you have 2 bathrooms, like a huge living room and kitchen. And I loved who I was rooming with. They were 2. My roommate was a soccer girl, and then 2 other soccer girls, and then 2 basketball girls, I think. But it was just so much fun. Like, you're with your teammates and making new friends. Like, my other teammates were right across the hall. We would do everything together. And then sophomore and junior year, it was a little different just because my sophomore year roommate she ended up transferring out. But when I moved in with Haley, it was just super fun. We're not totally meant to live together forever, but and she knows that too. But it was fun. It's nice to have a teammate with you to like also hold you accountable for waking up on time and to kind of debrief after games or weights or practices. And yeah, dorm life's fun. And then I moved off campus.
Yeah. How's the now that you're a GA, how's the competitiveness different from being on the field? Like on the field, you're a dog. We know that. We've watched you. Well, you said you might still get a chance to run out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you can still be a dog.
I'll try.
You can still assert your dominance out there. But that competitive edge, making that transition, now coaching, what's that like for you?
So this past season was my first season being a GA, and it was very different, I think, but not in a bad way. It was just different to where the first game, like, muscle memory, my foot was kicking on the bench, and like when the ball was coming near, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, put your foot down. Or like, it's in a different position because I can't impact the game on the field, and it's just coming right from playing to coaching. And I was like, okay, this is really weird. Like, I love where I am right now, but also I can't kick the ball around, and I can't like do what I normally have done for so many years. And so that was different, but I think the competitiveness in me is still 100% there. Like, I think with the whole coaching staff, it is 100% there. Like, we want the best for the girls. And I think that's kind of the mindset that I've taken now is, okay, I can't impact the game on the field, but like, how can I impact the girls still? How can I maybe take what I have experienced, like what I know in my position, and help the girls that are just now coming into the position. And that's kind of the mindset, but also like, I want the girls that have taken over the position that I was in, I want them to be the best that they can be. And I want them to be even better than like past years. And I think that's where my competitiveness comes in, just because I want.
Hey, you kind of sound like you might be a pretty good coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a soccer coach.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what it is. Only
Shot to the heart.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know. about that.
You talk about the mindset. Soccer, you have to be pretty athletically there. What's the mental state that it takes to compete at the college level? Because sometimes it's not easy.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I can say is, so I watched Ted Lasso and love that show, but he said something in it. You don't like it, Sean?
No, I was just not.
Oh.
Once again, it's just a show that I've seen via Reels. I have not.
Oh, okay.
I've
No,
not
it's really good.
I've not seen it.
It's really
we
good.
don't subscribe to Apple TV.
I don't either, but Keegan does. So,
Okay.
Anyways, he says something in there that like now I just watched it, but I wish I would have known this in soccer during my college experience was like to have the memory of a goldfish to where you something happens and like you wipe it from your brain. Like it's a quick, okay, it happened, done, move on. And I think that's what I could have used my freshman year for sure. At the college level, like especially in soccer, you're going to have so many mistakes. You're in a game in practice. You're not going to have the best practice. You're not going to make the best pass every time. And there's always going to be something that you can do that could have been better, but like you just got to move on. You can't dwell on it because I know that there's been some times that girls have let it, and I have too, but let it like stick in their head and their performance drops. And I think that's a huge thing at the college level. You just you can't get too deep in your thoughts, especially during a game, because it's going to show. Body language is huge too. And I think Friends does a good job at preaching that too. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think I wish I would have remembered.
Just one opportunity at a time.
Yeah.
Kind of forget it once you.
Yeah,
once
the
it-
maturity level of the college athlete
Yeah.
just evolves over each year with the experience that you've been there. And because, and you know, it's like you're walking on eggshells when you first
Yeah.
get there because you want to do everything right.
Mhm.
And then by overthinking quite often, like then you start doing things wrong. And it's like, okay, now I can't be successful. And, you know, the way or the ebbs and flows of trying to just the speed of the game in general is just it's hard to navigate, and it just takes some time. Like it just takes a little bit of time to get there, and you know, but you're very humble in the way that you're explaining what and how you did things on the field, because it was, you know, when you're sitting on the sideline as a coach, like you're processing information probably faster than just about everybody on the field.
Like me?
Yeah.
Or just, oh,
Yeah, you.
thanks.
Because your decision making is why you were so good. It's part of why you were so good, in my opinion, was you were seeing things starting to happen before they were happening, and then you would make those, you know, immediate decisions and put yourself into good positions and that type of stuff. Which that transition when you're going from player to coach, that is something that I think is one of the hardest things for high level athletes to be able to transition to, because it's like, I don't know, like sometimes you see something happening, it's hard to explain it to the girl right beside you and say, well, this is what's about to happen. I know this is going to happen. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, like, but then it happens and you're like, yeah, don't you understand why that was
Yeah.
about to happen? You know, like
yeah.
it's just my experience. Like when I finished playing, I went and coached high school sports to start, and that was way too low. Like it was just, I could not put the information. I mean, I probably could now, but that speed of the game side of it was just like so much different for me, and it was really hard. So, and I'm sure you're kind of going through at least pieces of that now because of how quickly you can process on the field and what you're able to do and how you can do it.
She watches something happen, all of a sudden she's just like,
Yeah, exactly.
just said that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think you're going to be able to grow in that. Like it just takes some time and piecing it all together. But I love the program that he runs over there. I think you guys do a really good job. I think the all the pieces of it. I wish we could work with some of the girls more, but it just is what it is. So
sometimes the captains don't want to share their secret.
yeah, that might be true.
Yeah, I just want to be the best.
No, that's
That's
facts.
the competitive
said-
side, you know?
You said something and it made me think of also, I think another big piece of advice is like to have relationships with your coaches.
Mhm.
Like I think so many people are scared to actually go into the office and just talk, not even about soccer, but just talk. Like I have a great relationship with Hobson, and even now as a part of the staff, it's changed a lot, but it's still that same relationship that like if something happens, I'm not scared to go and talk to him and let him know like, hey, I'm not having a good day today and this is why, or this is what I need and stuff like that. And especially like my freshman year when everything was happening with my mom, like I don't think I could have gotten through that without having a relationship with the coach. And like I just think freshmen specifically are so scared to like go and talk
Yeah.
to the coach for
Oh, it's,
anything.
that the jump is a big jump. Like there's a lot going on
Yeah.
in that, you know. So yeah, I think that's great advice. I mean, even though it's a tough conversation and it's a hard conversation, whatever it is, you just gotta nut up and do it.
Mhm.
Like just start to put that foot forward and try to have those combos and see how you can build it over time. Like, don't go in there and try to be like best buds on day one, because that'll make that coach think that you're kind of
Suck up.
that you're a little different. But just slow and steady, build the relationships. I'm thinking about people that do different things, and it's kind of funny. But so let's talk about something I want to hit on was the training portion of it, because obviously you were in here consistently.
years.
Yes. And part of
4
this,
years.
okay.
I'm
And
like 3.5.
No.
you were here
I-
for pretty much all 4 years.
Yeah.
2022, 2023, 20. Okay.
Yeah.
3.5, 4 years.
So, and I think
years.
that this is definitely something that shouldn't get, just passed over, glazed over, like it wasn't a commitment and something that you did, because you were here every day,
every single
right?
day.
Like as a captain of a collegiate soccer team, an academic All-American,
A good
A-
soccer team.
a list of awards, so the responsibilities that you had just in your sports program, right? Like with what you were doing at the school, then you still made this happen because of the goal of what it is and what you were trying to aspire to be as a player. So let's dive into that a little bit, because we talk to, kids every day that are too busy to do 2 times a week, right? Like, and things like that. So we get all these different things, which I know you know as well. But talk about why you made that decision, because ultimately that's a decision that you have to make. 1 and 2, like what was the motivating factors behind it? Why did you stick that out? Why were you so consistent? Like, what was going through your thought process, but then also like the physical part too?
I think I made the decision when like you had given me a packet or something, and I remember going through like the different weights, and then I think it was during the running sessions where I was like, okay, this is a lot different than what I've ever done. Like, I've lifted weights, I've done all that, but actually diving into how to run and things, soccer specifically, that are going to make sense in a game, I think that was different. And I remember when I did a fitness test, like from my first time I did it when I wasn't here to the time I did it, it was like a 6 or 8 point difference. Like, it was drastically different. And I was like, okay, wait, maybe this is actually working, and maybe I am getting faster, and maybe I am getting stronger. And yeah, I think that was obviously, like, I'm sure things were happening beforehand, but it's easier to get excited about something when you can see the results from it. But for sure, when I was seeing that, okay, I'm a lot faster than I used to be, I can beat this girl and on a foot race and stuff like that, that was a huge, like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. But also, like, I just loved it. I mean, I love lifting weights. I love being in the gym, but I loved having it given to me. Like, I don't have to think of what to do. I just do it, no matter how hard it was. But I just do it, and I liked the difference in running days and like weight room days, just the 2 days a week or whatever it was. I thought that was really interesting. And I never thought to have like a specific running day to work on the things that I didn't even know were a problem. Sheldon says I run like a gym bro. So yeah, I don't know if we fixed that, but it was getting
Some
there.
things I
You
A
just
gym
couldn't
bro?
fix. Like,
I can't perform miracles. I can fix a lot, but not everything.
but anyways, I thought that was really fun, and just I love getting my heart rate up. I love to sweat, and I definitely did both here. And I also think like the max days, like those were something that like I've never done before. I've never maxed out on anything. And we were doing like a 6-week program, and then at the end you got to just see like where you started and then where you are now. And I've never really done deadlifts before, and I mean, just seeing how much I once could lift was crazy. And not saying I can lift that anymore, but like just at that moment, I was like, okay, wait, I am strong. And this is going onto the field because I feel stronger. I feel faster. I probably looked stronger and faster. And so I think that was why I decided to stay for so long. And I loved it. I love
There
Sheldon. I
we
love
go. We
Dave.
didn't
And I
hold
love
her
Big
hostage.
Sean.
Yeah,
So-
we didn't hold her hostage for
Yeah.
every.
I think
One out there
you
that
know,
might-
when you talk about the Parisi programming, we used to make fun of like you and Haley when you guys would come back after season. We're like, "What happened to you?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?"
Yeah.
You know, you'd be sent off and like very peak performance ready, and then you'd come back and you'd just be like
Yeah.
you fizzled out. So talk a little bit about that. Does the Parisi programming prepare you for the start of the season and then help you through the entire season?
Yeah, I think so. I for sure the start of the season, but I think something that I did was I continued through the season. Like if we had a game that morning, I'd be in here and I'd get a lift in, and then I'd go to the game later, and I felt great. And
But a nap though.
but a nap first and some food, of course. But like I don't think I would be as consistent as I was if I didn't keep going through season. Like Sheldon says that to all of the parents that we used to talk to, and it was just like, yeah, of course you do it preseason and in the off season, but like come season, what are you doing then? Are you just going to do what the coaches are telling you to do, your one weight session a week or whatever? But yeah, I think I was as of a high performing athlete because I stayed in it in season and I continued to. It was a different like variations of what I did, whether lighter weight or just more explosive things, but I was still working and I wasn't just going to practice and relying solely on practice to carry me through at that high level.
And your recovery was pretty awesome, you know, like after a game and then you'd come in here, your recovery efforts were pretty awesome as you continued that training.
Yeah.
So
Well, do you have any major injuries in college?
I don't think so.
No.
No,
The
you
answer
did
is
not.
no.
No, I did not.
You know why? Because we train the entire time. That's why.
true.
That's a big reason. It's not the only reason, but
Well, and that's exactly what my coach said. He was like, when I was graduating, he said, "You've never missed a game?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "You've never missed a game for an injury. You realize that?" And I was like, "No, I've never missed a game. Like I've played in every single game in my 4 years." And
ta-da.
me,
yeah, it's not rocket
Elite.
science, you know. Like I mean, stay consistent. I can't we can't make you not get hurt per se, but because those can still, especially in soccer, like you look at a player like Haley was, like she's out there searching for contact. Like she wanted to hit girls. A little bit of a different mindset in her position. Right?
Enforcer.
Yeah, but and I don't think she ever really had any major injuries either. I mean, she was pretty consistent
Off
in
the
here
field,
as
for
well.
sure.
yeah,
But the big pieces there are you stay consistent. It's the whole year. Like it's
Yeah.
just I don't know where kids get this mindset or get it into their brains where it's just like, oh, well, I'm in my season. I don't need to do anything because I'm playing in my season. It's like,
yeah, no,
why? Like, why do you think that way? I don't,
Yeah.
and I don't know where it starts, but that's not correct. Number one. Number two, then they get to the off-season portion of it, which we deal with a lot of younger athletes play multiple sports. So, there's some variable there. But like we talk to these older athletes and it's like, okay, now you're in your off-season and it's kind of the same thing. They like want to do less. And it's
Yeah.
like, what? Like, why are we not pushing towards the end goal? Which for me, obviously performance is a big piece of that. But injury mitigation is probably my most important thing that I program for people that are in college because I want you on the field. Like you get
Yeah.
4 years, especially girl athletes, right? Like you get about a 4-year window to play as much as you can play. And then there's not a ton of opportunity past that. So let's maximize that time. Like let's
Yeah.
find a way to make you the best version of yourself out there on the field and stay consistent with it and stay on the field. Like let's not be hurt.
Well, you asked about like why and how and why and how you're so consistent, but I think you got to make it happen. I mean, this Parisi is open. You have a code, and so like you either find a time.
Oh, we're open.
you either find a time or you don't. And like, it's, you either want to get better or you don't want to get better at that point. And I remember even during,
Oh, what's up, dude?
even during,
Okay.
even during like Christmas break and stuff, like I would take the packets home and I would do exactly what it was here. And I think a lot of people have the decision. You either keep going with it or you just think, okay, no, I'm on a holiday. And not to say that I didn't take rest days and I didn't enjoy my time, but like you either decide to get better or you just are content with where you are.
100%. Well, and
And we want to be the best.
there we go. See, banging into the head. That's how it works. But no, I
Only
mean,
the best.
it's like I've said a billion times. I feel like we're not doing anything that's like, like it's not rocket science. Like it's just not. We're not over here like reinventing the wheel and like making it this big glamorous thing. It's about consistency and discipline. And those are like the two things that people just lack, and they don't want to sacrifice. They don't want to do the things they like, and then they wonder why they don't start or they don't get the opportunities on the field. Like, and it's everybody else's fault, and we always want to blame everybody and blah, blah, point the finger elsewhere. But then it's like, well, what are you doing? And I
I'm
think
at Prairie getting better.
well, I think you can look back on your career, which ultimately everybody eventually gets to the end, but you can look back on your career and be like, I did everything I could do. Like, and I can't say that for my career. Like, I can look back on my career and go, man, there's plenty of things that I could have done differently. I wish I would have done this, that, and the other, whatever. But I also, circumstances were different, right? Like, I didn't have the same things in front of me that you had, and I think you took advantage of those things in a good way. Like you took it, and you can probably look back, or at least I think you should be able to look back and say, man, I did everything that I set out to do. Like I minus the end that you and I will bicker about for the rest of our lives, but at past that, but that was your decision. You decided you didn't want to do it, so it is what it is. But
And you supported me. Let's just say that.
I
You
supported.
did.
I did, but I was trying to help you see big picture stuff, so whatever. But you can look back on it and be proud of all the work you put in and be proud of the sacrifice. And, now you're getting to impact the game in a different way, right? Like, so being able to transition across the line and do something different and, help everybody else coming up. And, so I think it's an awesome thing. I think your career in sports, in soccer specifically, is something that athletes should look at, and athletes should say, man, that's what I want. Like, that's what I want to do, and I think that's important, and I think it's cool. But
Thanks.
I don't know what Banks needs. He's running around over there. He's like, I can't find my donut. Well, you probably ate it all, bud.
He's so big.
It's actually me. I ate it all.
Did you? You went in there, nibbled a little bit off? No. But no, that's awesome. I love hearing about the career. I love hearing about all the stuff and just kind of how it's all going together. Let's talk about you're getting ready to get married, right? So we got Mr. Keegan out there. I'm sure he'll see some of this, hopefully. But congratulations on that. Some would say it took longer than it was supposed to. I would not say that.
I would say that.
There's somebody here that may. But tell us a little bit about that. Are you excited? I know that's in May, into May, I think. How's that going? How's wedding planning?
Are you a bridezilla?
Oh, my.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not. I thought I would be, but I'm not. Not yet.
Actually,
There's still some time. to
anytime
begin.
There's still some
anytime
time.
somebody says actually,
No.
it's pretty incriminating.
No. It's definitely a lot to juggle right now. But it's going. That's the best word I can
okay.
describe to say it's going.
Fair enough, yeah.
It'll be here. At one point there was like 13 months, and then now there's less than 4.
Yeah,
So
cruising along.
What's
Yeah.
your colors?
spring pastel colors.
Oh,
I don't even know. What that
like
is.
Easter colors?
Yeah,
Obviously,
obviously. Duh. Yeah, because the place is very white and like with greenery. So we need some color.
Oh, okay.
Can't just be plain.
Have you guys picked out honeymoon stuff yet? Or-
We're going to the Dominican.
ah,
Punta Cana.
okay.
I'm excited.
I've been
For
there.
a week. Have you?
That's the only. I think that's the only place that
Was it fun?
I went to Mexico, I guess, for my senior trip. But Yeah,
That
it
was,
was
just, that was
blessed.
just a quick hop across the border.
Well,
Kinda
yeah,
to a
I went
fight.
down there at 17, so it was a little bit of a. It was
illegal.
fine.
Troublemaker.
We're good. We're
Yeah.
good. We're back.
But it was fun.
Oh yeah, it was blessed. We went there for a wedding.
Mexico or
Punta
Cana.
Cana.
Okay.
Punta
Yeah, we went there
Cana.
for a wedding.
That's
and
your Texas
it was-
coming out.
Punta.
It was a good time. It was
Yeah.
fun. We did
I'm
all the little,
excited.
did a little catamaran,
What's that?
like a little boat.
Oh.
Go out on the boat for the day.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, you should do that.
We did like
Have to look into it.
Life of Pi.
What's that?
The movie.
It's a movie with a tiger.
He's stranded on a boat with like
With
that
a
size of
tiger.
boat. I don't know. How big is a catamaran?
I
Like
mean,
a
there was
canoe?
probably 20 of us on there.
Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
not a
Life of
canoe.
Pi. Yeah, no.
Not Life of Pi.
No, it was cool. We went out and like I don't know where we went,
They
but
serve you a meal on it.
in the water. Well, I guess you could have ate both, but
In
like
the
we went.
water.
Yeah, we went to like a little
They caught a
cove type
thing and just
area and got
there.
out and they
Just
put
grab
on
the
little
turtle out of the
floaties and we hung out in the water and they were like, "Oh, hey, here you go."
That's as
had
that's
a little
as far out
crew.
of the water that you'll
Yeah.
go unless
two
you're on a
two
boat.
or three people on
Are
the
you gonna go
crew.
scuba diving?
I want to. I won't. I won't go on a boat that far. I'll get seasick. So scuba diving sounds more fun.
The
Bunch of
the
shark
ocean is
minnows.
like my.
I hate it.
I have a fear of the ocean for sure. It
Yeah.
scares me.
No, thank you. I went
It's very
deep sea
vast.
fishing.
If you can't-
Everything came out of me.
Well, I'm saying like I only want to go as far as I can see to the floor.
Oh, when you get
No,
out
I'm
there and
good.
you
I-
can't see
I'll
land,
tan.
and then you think for 2 seconds that there's a couple school buses swimming underneath you. There's a semi truck going over there.
Yeah,
and
big
you're
school
like,
bus, Sean, right?
what the heck?
Sean's
Or like
face.
a whale.
Scuba-
We've only explored 5% of the ocean.
Like
Who knows
like
what's going to
whales
come up and be
there's
like,
fish,
oh,
there's
look,
all
there's
the
a
things.
Hold on.
there's a cool toe wiggling in the water. Let me get
Yeah.
that.
Hold on. Who told you we've only explored 5% of the ocean?
Scientist.
Exactly. Wouldn't trust those people.
liars.
But anyway, it's funny. You said wanted to make this comment earlier, but it's not going to be as good now. But
I'll still think it's good.
yeah,
We'll still laugh.
when you said your struggle with transitioning to coaching, was that one of it was that you couldn't impact the game anymore on the field, and I was going to say. It was actually pretty easy for me to transition to coaching because I never impacted the game when I was on the field, at least in a positive way. So,
At least in a positive
yeah.
way.
So like I'm like, if my bat and my glove is out of there, we can-
I'm
it's
actually
probably
He's
good.
content
I'm making the
coaching.
team
I'm
better.
actually making the team better being here.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier. But you know,
Well, this
Things
is
are moving fast.
shy,
What did you say?
Fascia again. I was just going to say, well, this is the time that if you want to do any shout outs, say hi to some people you can or whatnot.
Well, before your shout outs, actually,
Oh,
I wanted to ask I always like talking about the adversity. So tell some people out there. I like to ask leading questions so we can cut them up for some kids and
Whoa.
yeah,
whoa.
cut up the
Cut up
video.
kids.
All right,
build out
here.
stories.
Not-
the
not
word
the
is
time.
build
Not
out
the
stories,
time.
not
Not
cut
the
up
time.
kids.
Not
Not the
that
time.
time.
No.
But talk about some of the adversity that you kind of went through and things that because life happens. But
Life
on the
happens.
field, I mean, just there's many a times, and we hit on a little bit about your consistency of still being here, no matter what's going on. Because I also think that when people look at the accolades, they're just like, oh yeah, she's a really good player, and like that's cool, but they don't see the coming in and not being able to walk sometimes because you're so tired, you're so not physically walk, but you get what I mean. Like you're just sore, you can't move, everything hurts, but you're working through it, right? And those types of things. And also just the stresses of being the captain and being, the leader of these teams. And then you got, your own life going on, plus school, plus all the stuff. Like walk through some of the, the adversity, and then how did you kind of ground yourself and be able to work through that stuff?
I think a lot of my adversity came like through just life happening. I think, obviously I for sure had days where like I would come in here and I could barely lift 5 pounds because I was just so sore. It was a rough game. But I think with those times, I was just proud of myself for even showing up, like, because it would be really easy to be like, no, Sheldon, I'm not coming in today. Like I'm too sore. But like, I was proud of myself for coming in here and still moving my body and in any way that I could. Maybe doing like a little extra stretches or just doing stuff to make my body feel better from the game the night before, or practice or whatever. But I think captain wise, there was a lot of times where I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this because again, like with everything that I was going through life wise, I didn't think that I was in a good position to like lead the team. Like the freshman year, my mom obviously had breast cancer, and that was a thing that was like terrible.
Yeah.
And then Keegan had his whole health journey stuff, and at the same time, and so those things were both going on. But then I think being at soccer and like being in a leadership position, that kind of in a way made me focus on like soccer has always been my happy place to where I'm like, I don't have to think about anything that's going on except what I'm doing on the field and who I'm with. And obviously the girls and the coaches helped so much with any type of adversity that I've had. But yeah, there's definitely times where I just wanted to like throw in the towel and be like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm hanging up the cleats. Like, yeah, but I think those are just temporary feelings for like how much you actually love the sport. And yeah, I don't know.
Mentally tough.
Mentally tough for sure, because in college there's going to be so many things that are going to happen and life happens and it's not always fun. But biggest thing, I think also just surrounding yourself with the people that are going to like get you through those times.
Yeah.
Because when all this was happening, I'm 5 hours away from my family and my hometown friends. And it's like, okay, I can either choose to just be alone and don't want to do anything, don't want to get better, don't want to fulfill my commitments of soccer, or I can surround myself with people who I know are going to hold me accountable and keep me going.
We don't know who those are.
Yeah. Nobody here.
No.
Just kidding.
No, your career was awesome. Like really truly was, and you earned every little bit of it. And I remember like going to all the games, like conference games, tournament games, that type of stuff.
You
and
recorded a really cool goal that I had.
I did. That one was awesome. But just after that, like, you earned the moment, and I think that you took advantage of those moments as well too. But every time I watch those games, any of our athletes, but the athletes that are coming towards the end of their career, it's fun to experience that time with them, because we know what happens behind the scenes that nobody really talks about, which is where our passion is and like where I try to plug in as much as I can. But when you're out there and you're scoring that goal, you're doing that stuff, like it's just it's cool to really kind of put it in perspective of like this is your whole life.
The
all
full
kind
circle.
of coming here and being able to watch this happen. It, like it ends for everybody at different times. Like it is what it is. But being able to see all of those days that have stacked up and you put all the effort in, and then being able to go, play as long as you did and have opportunity to play afterwards, which I still think is very important to note. But it's just it's really cool to see it all kind of come to fruition, and you being able to end it on your terms and be able to do it the way that you wanted to do it. So I think that's awesome. And, it's awesome to have you around, and hopefully we can convince you to, come in here and maybe coach once a week, or I'm not asking for much. I mean, it's just
Nothing
once a
crazy,
week, you know
but-
what I mean? Just come help some of the other people and that kind of a thing.
The highlight of the day is you still remembered how to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying,
I did.
You might be one of the only people I ain't removed. I don't know.
Yeah, and then my finger thing didn't work.
No, it worked.
It
you
worked.
just didn't take. You were
That door-
impatient.
that
It's
door is-
I
slowing
just
down a
wanted to
little
get
bit.
in here.
Yeah, it's slowing down a little
Yeah,
bit.
my finger thing's not working. So.
Yeah.
Mine
Banks is
still
fit,
works, Sean.
Oh, well.
I'm just kidding.
So let's see.
Hey, I don't have access to that.
So I'm glad that you're breaking the news to me this way.
He's like, headphones on.
yeah.
All right. Well, now we'll let you do your shout outs.
We're
Anybody
gonna
that,
shout out.
yeah, anybody you want to shout out, tell them whatever you want to tell them.
Yeah,
And
there's
then
one
we'll
live
wrap
viewer
this-
right now.
Yeah,
so
well, and they're paying attention to every
shout out
word.
to them.
They've been on most of the time, and it's
Yeah.
on our YouTube channel.
All
so,
right.
Oh wow.
Shout
Yeah.
out to whoever that is.
Yeah, I can't
Thanks for
see who
tuning in.
you are, but thanks
Come
for
on, man.
watching.
Come on, man.
We did our shout outs. Now your turn.
Oh, yeah. I thought this was my shout out. It's not yours.
Well, when the guys on YouTube, we got to
Yeah.
show love.
Make a comment on YouTube so we know who you are.
Yeah.
My family. Hey,
Okay.
guys.
All right.
Keegan. What's up? You better be watching this.
Maybe he's the guy on YouTube.
Maybe. Friends
be-
women's soccer team.
That'd be impressive.
Love them. And Sheldon and Dave and Sean.
All right.
Yeah. Big Sean.
Big Sean.
Big
Shout out to
Sean.
Big Sean.
Jonathan.
Like bad
Jonathan,
big Bonnie
No,
Sean.
no.
None of that.
Sean the Hitman Cutler.
Oh my goodness.
Why are we talking about me right
I don't know.
Because I shouted you out. Big
He's like,
Sean.
no.
That's
All right.
always how he'll be in my head. Big Sean.
Well, Sean,
now? Better than what these they call me little boy all the time.
Oh my
Rather
gosh.
sit right
You
there,
tower
big
over
Sean.
them.
Yeah.
so
So
I don't know if they've ever actually said those.
We have
words,
never
but
said
Ever.
definitely they've
Ever.
insinuated that
He-
for sure.
Okay.
we just don't add big to the front of his name. It's
Sean.
just Sean or
Government
Jonathan.
name Sean.
yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
But Sean, do you mind leading us in prayer as we close this down?
Yeah, sure. I do not mind.
I always try to confuse you
Every time.
every time.
We'll read from Romans 7 and a little bit of Romans 8. So this is from Romans 7, starting at Romans 7:21. So I find it to be a law that when I want to do right, evil lies close at hand. For I delight in the law of God in my inner being, but I see in my members another law waging war against the law of my mind and making me captive to the law of sin that dwells in my members. Wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from this body of death? Thanks be to God through Jesus Christ our Lord. So then I myself serve the law of God with my mind, but with my flesh I serve the law of sin. Then in Romans 8 starts off, there is therefore now no condemnation for those in Christ Jesus. For the law of the Spirit of life has set you free in Christ Jesus from the law of sin and death. Lord, thank you for this morning. Thank you for getting us in here safely, having a great conversation. Thank you for Kylie showing back up and sharing her story to everybody. Just thank you for being with her through, a few really long years, just a lot of adversity on and off the field, and being where she grounds herself to and surrounding her with really good people to help her through all of that. And just pray that people will hear her story and be inspired to keep showing up every single day and keep grinding, because that's how you get to break through your ceiling and get to the next floor and the next floor, and keep working up not only in your game but in life as well. So just pray with her. Pray for a good rest of the wedding planning, a good smooth process there as they get married as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, that's it for episode.
Kylie. Be like Kylie. Yeah.
Well, that's it for episode 77. Kylie Lewis here with Friends
Took
Universe.
77 episodes to get me here. Crazy.
Whose fault?
Kylie's
I should
with
have been
Friends
episode number
University
1.
The waiting
Soccer
list for
as a
Kylie was
GA. She just had to make time for us. That
Yeah.
commitment went out the window when she left the game. Just kidding. Anyways, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.